This episode is brought to you by Allegory Inc. and Model Citizen Apparel.
I definitely should have worn my hoodie.
Mm-hmm. She was thinking about wearing her hoodie too.
I was going to wear my hoodie.
I just realized we're wearing the same hoodie.
Do you want me to go change?
Yeah.
Okay.
You want a flannel?
I mean, I get it. The Model Citizen Apparel hoodies are fire.
I only had
Leave all this in.
I only had a.
I want them to know he messed up.
I only had a green hoodie in my car.
First off, if you're going to talk, speak into the mic.
Probably smart.
All right, I'm cold.
I'm so sorry, Katie.
Do you want my flannel?
No, it's okay. Anyways, where'd you get that hoodie?
Can you give us an intro?
Thank you guys for joining us on this episode of Unemployable Podcast. Today we have Katie with us, a.k.a. the Tiny Tattooer.
What were you going to say?
FCK, the Tiny Tattooer.
A.k.a. known as the Tiny Tattooer.
I wasn't sure I should have said it.
I saw the struggle in your brain as you were trying to say the word.
Well, you did great.
See, I knew her from the days before the FCK, that's why.
When it was just the word F?
The Tiny Tattooer.
It was just the Tiny Tattooer.
Oh, yeah.
What do we
That's a
got going
whole
on
story. Because that's your account bullshit, right?
Yeah, the Tiny Tattooer got held for ransom. Some guy on WhatsApp was like, I have your account.
I am the
Send
captain
money.
now.
That's a thing. I'll get messages from my boys all the time, oh, my account got hacked and whatever. I think most of the time, though, they send a link, right? You click on the link and they take your stuff.
Had something to do with my email. They sent an email from my bank, and I clicked on it, but it wasn't.
Bro, some of those fake emails are good.
Oh, it looked real. The website was almost the same and everything.
I can appreciate a good scam. No, because it's
No, yeah, they're damn, they got me.
I can't.
It takes a lot of work.
The whole brand. So
yeah, I'll get emails from TikTok, YouTube, whatever, and it'll have the logo. It'll even have the email. Yeah. And I'll go down the rabbit hole just out of respect for the scam. And they always seem to transfer the conversation eventually to WhatsApp, and that's when it's all right, you didn't figure this out fully.
They got my number because it was on my email.
Yeah.
In my email, the signature has the phone number in it.
Yeah.
So WhatsApp texting my fucking business line, and then they got a hold of my real number somehow, probably from the email.
The best one, and there definitely could be improvement, is they sent me an email. I think it was either verification or audience growth. From TikTok, had the symbol, had a TikTok email, which was pretty impressive. And then eventually drove me to WhatsApp, and they said, hey, we verified you. We want to give you your verification email. A little sketchy, they could have improved that.
Yeah.
But essentially they were saying, we created an email for you. I'm okay, it's not bad. Now, keep in mind, when I mean best, I mean best of the scams. Yeah. Most of the scams suck. Yeah. But essentially what they were saying is now that you're verified, enter your verification email into your TikTok. So once you do that, obviously they own the email and you're screwed.
Yeah.
But that one wasn't bad. Because a lot of the things that people mess up on, they had. So I was hey, I respect your scam.
You said that.
Yeah, it was good. People work hard.
You almost got me.
My only answer was I hate you. And then I never texted them back or offered them money or anything. I just changed my whole Instagram.
Yeah. When I hit 10K, I changed my password.
Why?
Just because what happened to her, what happened to Ricky. Ricky used to be at 10K, lost his shit. And it seems right when everyone gets to 10K, somebody tries to steal their shit. So
I wasn't even. I was only at 6K when I lost.
I mean, just don't click on links.
Yeah.
I don't even.
Don't answer any emails.
And don't do what strangers tell you to do. That's really what it is.
I stopped answering.
We had that same
emails.
chick DM us about getting verified. And
If someone can get into your account without you clicking links, without you performing action,
they were gonna
changing
get it
your
anyways.
password isn't going to do anything.
They were going to get it anyways.
Yeah. I mean, I hope your account doesn't get.
I hope so. I hope so too. I think I'd quit. I'd be like one of those just dudes who just tattoos and never posts.
Wow, that's crazy. Who's our guest?
Katie.
Do you know her?
Yeah.
How do you know her?
Katie works here.
Damn.
How do you know Katie?
You don't want to know. No, Katie's fire. She's a fire artist here. Mm-hmm. We were talking about when she first came in. I don't think you weren't here yet when she started.
Katie was here when I started already.
He came a little bit after me.
How long have you been here?
March will be 2 years.
What about you?
December, like beginning of December was 2 years.
And then it was something like you were getting tattooed by someone here, and then you tell the story.
So I was working with this person at our last shop that we worked at, and he was like trying to get me to come over here, and I was like, I live in Miami. I'm not making the commute, whatever. And so I come in for a session on my throat.
This front piece, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And so I sit down, and he's like, gets the stencil on. He's like, okay, go look in the mirror. Oh, by the way, you have an interview today. The boss will be here in like 2 minutes. And I was like, what?
I'm gonna get my neck blasted.
Yeah, I'm like shitting myself.
Wait, so you already got tattooed or not yet?
Not yet.
So he's like, not only am I about to do like a painful area tattoo, but you're going to do an interview.
Yep.
Okay.
Right and then he was like, do you want to do it right now? I was like, no, can we tattoo me a little first?
Probably
like,
proceeds to.
And you were like a pretty new tattooer, especially then, right?
Then, yeah. I was only like, I've been tattooing now for 5 years, but including a part of my apprenticeship.
Right.
So I was like fresh out of where I was raised. That was like the first shop outside.
You just left
where
home.
I was. Yeah.
Yeah.
And he had convinced me to leave that shop to go to the one before, and then was trying to get me to do the same thing here.
Yeah.
And he never led me wrong before, so I was like, okay, I mean, I guess. And next thing you know, it's been fucking.
And back then, were you doing like exclusively tiny tattoos?
No.
Kind of a little of everything, right?
I was just all over the place.
I remember when I started, you were like huge, just floral. Anything floral. It didn't have to be micro. It was just floral shit.
Everything.
Well, I feel like that's a good place to practice fine line and delicate stuff, especially if you're gonna move to like tiny stuff.
Her floral stuff was fire when I got here, and I was like, "Holy shit, these are really cool." I'd never seen like flowers done like what she was doing. So she still had her own thing going.
Yeah,
it was cool.
Not quite so like focused.
Yeah.
Back then, I was all over the place. I didn't know what I wanted to actually specialize in or anything.
Yeah, it's tough. I mean, I feel like every art, I don't know, whatever. I feel like every artist should choose a direction eventually. Yeah. Probably not till later in your career, or just be okay with the fact that directions may change sometimes. Yeah. But I feel like you should get those first couple of years of just doing everything, right? Because how are you going to know if you like or don't? Yeah.
I tried it all. If it was something I wasn't confident in, I'd tell the client, like, listen, I don't typically do this. I'll give you a little deal. Let's try it. And then tried everything to figure it out.
I mean, especially moving shops. Like, if you want to be a valuable artist moving shops, obviously clientele and, like, having something that's known for. But, like, when the shop's, like, overflowed with clients and someone comes in, and having that ability to do anything in your back pocket is valuable. And, like, people should have that. Mm-hmm. Like, even though I never, like, do color, like, if I had to take a walk in or whatever, like, I could pull it off, and I think you could, and a lot of the artists could, and it's a good quality to have. Yeah. And I think the newer generation's kind of skipping that step.
I've noticed that with a lot of like the upcoming apprentices already sticking to one style and stuff. And I was like, bro, I did script for 3 years before I was allowed to tattoo anything else. Yeah. Like, I think you should know the basics before you move on to like a specialty.
Yeah, at least try everything before, you know, you necessarily pick a direction. What do you think about that?
I'm biased. I mean, I feel like I'm open to a lot of stuff. During my apprenticeship, I was like kind of able to choose maybe, but like I'm not type to shy away from doing a tattoo. Like I still love doing script.
And you still try different things.
I like line. Yeah, I just did a color gem on a finger the other day. Like
I mean, you take walk-ins.
Yeah, I'll throw anything down. And I told her, I was like, listen. Like I can do finger tattoos. I do little things, but like this is my first color finger tattoo. She was like, "Let's run it," and I was happy with the outcome. She trusted me. It was okay.
Yeah, you know, it's interesting, kind of in the same ballpark of what we're talking about. All the time, like I go on bigger artist pages, and usually they have like a client fill out form or they have their booking policies, and I just look. And I even fill out the form sometimes. Like last night I was filling out forms just to like see what's out there. Some of them I would get tattooed by. I'm more curious about their setup. And the 3 that I'm not going to say names, but the 3 that I did last night, like they give you option, like it was really specific. Like I didn't even know people were this specific. Like the one person from last night, it was like, I only tattoo arms and legs only. And I only do like, and they gave maybe like 5 topics. So like if it were me, it'd be like castles, girl faces in realism, girl faces in neo-trad, and like dark neo-trad faces. That's it. And you had to pick arm or leg, and then like one of those styles. Yeah, which I thought was like pretty interesting how specific it was. You know, and then like I'll look at their page and it makes sense because all their posts are either arms and legs. I mean, if you want to develop like a really nice Instagram,
that's the way to do it.
Arms and legs, baby.
Yeah.
The best skin. Yeah.
And then some were like a little more broad. It was kind of like, I mean, not last night. Last night I was only finding very specific things. But it'd be like, you know, kind of like how we do it. Like this is the style we kind of stay in. This is the rates. This is what the full day session looks like, whatever. I wonder how specific you could get. Like only hand tattoos.
Like if you just only get away with doing inner forearms forever.
Like Luke Ashley only does like palm tattoos, but he'll do other stuff. He just doesn't post it.
Right.
It's all palm tattoos.
I think these people don't do other stuff. I think they really only do. I mean, I don't know. I messaged 2 of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, so.
That's wild.
We'll see.
Only arms and legs.
Yeah, it is crazy.
What a easy life.
Mm-hmm. Only hands, only significant others' names. Yes. That's what I'm doing.
Only
what are you doing,
face
Cam?
tats.
If you set up booking policies like that.
Only
one location, one subject.
Middle school face tats.
Only face tats for middle school. You got to be careful. We got banned for that video.
I remember.
What about you?
I was literally going to go with the classic S.
The
like
S?
the one you used to draw on your desk
the Chinese
as a
S.
kid.
Mm-hmm.
This is
bathroom
like
stall S.
Is it a Chinese S?
I don't know what
it's definitely not a Chinese.
You're just throwing out fucking slurs like that?
Called it in school.
Why
That's what we
called
called it. They used to call it Chinese S.
They didn't even have the letter S in China.
Yo, if we like Google it, can we figure this out?
I'm on it.
Danny,
Google just Chinese S.
Chinese S, I guess.
And please tell me.
I hope
so.
he's
I
right.
really
Me
hope
too.
you're wrong.
I'm praying that
I
this
hope
is
you're wrong.
But it's like where you draw the 3 lines.
the 3,
Yeah.
and then the 3
under,
and then do
diagonal, diagonal.
triangle.
Yeah.
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 Oh fuck.
I knew it.
Damn. Listen.
That's not it.
That's a kanji.
Anyway, Cam's racist.
Wait.
The Chinese alphabet. S.
Yeah.
Yeah, but what's the 3-line thing?
That
Yeah.
thing.
That thing. What is it?
I think that's just like the sign that you're bored in school.
That's like
Probably gonna go to community
that's
college.
everyone's introduction to graffiti.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm an artist now. I can draw an S.
I mean,
Look
I-
out.
That's a whole article and shit.
Vice does.
You know it's legit. What do they call it? What does Vice call it?
That doesn't call it the Chinese S.
What the hell is that S thing everyone drew?
Just sound it out. Bro, he's like reading it to himself.
Well, there's a lot of
Well, why don't you
Words
just
you can't
start
read?
whatever's going on in your head? Why don't you just say it aloud? I don't care if it's half sentences. Include us in what you're doing.
yeah, my brain hurts. Okay. It's definitely inspired by like metal, like music.
Is that inspired by Chinese culture?
Yeah, I don't know. Has nothing to do with Superman. All right.
Nothing to do with China.
Give Danny's phone back.
Yeah, like, could we get, like, a good article on it?
Now he's blaming you, dude.
No, he's giving advice, dude.
All right.
They give too much information.
I don't care about the Chinese ass.
I'm glad you're on board.
So after you got tattooed, did you interview?
Yeah, we had an interview.
With me?
Yep.
How'd it go?
It was like right here, actually.
How'd it go?
It was fine. I was like shitting myself. I was super.
Had you already been tattooed?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. I was like not even finished yet either.
Oh, wow.
We still had to finish. It was on the
It was like a
side, I think.
halftime commercial.
Yeah. Literally, it was like my halftime show was an interview that I didn't know I had.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we talked for like 20 minutes maybe. And then I started the next week.
Nice. You must have done well.
Yeah, I think so.
But that's a rough time to interview.
Yeah, I was definitely shitting bricks and like nervous and in pain. And it's like, I hate you to my friend for doing this to
Yeah.
me. But then,
And then you had to continue to get tattooed.
yeah.
But I mean, I guess that's cool at the end of the day because like you got a tattoo and a job.
Yeah, I mean, I'm super grateful for it.
Yeah.
He knows I wouldn't have done it if he didn't do that, so.
Sometimes we need our friends to do that.
Yeah.
You got to be careful with friends like we have. They can push you in the wrong direction though sometimes.
Oh, he did both.
Yeah. Yeah, you too?
Huh? Oh, I know who she's. I know who she's speaking of, and I'm like, yes, I agree.
I don't know to talk Chinese ass. That's okay.
I'm over here drawing.
All right. So what I was thinking is, since you were put in an unfair position with your neck tattoo and interview, and even though you already work here, we're gonna give you a chance to redeem yourself on the interview. And I don't know if you know this, but Cam gives a pretty mean interview. So I'm his co-host on the interview, but he's gonna grill you pretty hard. But it gives you a chance to redeem yourself.
Okay.
Why should we hire you?
Because.
Wait, hold on. She just walked in the shop.
I don't even want to know her name yet.
I like that. Go ahead.
Because
Wait, what did I'm sorry.
Dude, she was just trying to talk over you.
I'm fired.
Not looking good.
Ben, what did Ben say? He was like, you more like an egg crate type of guy, or
What?
Do you remember his
grass shit?
What?
Never mind. Yeah, are you a blade of grass or?
I don't like that at all.
Me neither.
No,
It made me
let's not do
uncomfortable.
that. I don't like that
Yeah,
shit.
Katie doesn't know. All right, starting over.
Okay.
What's your name?
Katie.
Do you have an alias you like to go by?
Sometimes people call me Tiny
Why?
because I'm small.
Not
I
the tiny
think-
tattoos. It's just you.
Checks out.
It started
Checks out.
as the small thing, and then
But it's kind of correlated.
yeah, ironically, I do small tattoos now too. So
Why should we hire you?
because I'm a hard worker and I'm an asset to the shop, and
She can dance.
I can dance with my shoulders.
We like a good song and dance here at the shop.
I think I like what
you
I
do
see
that?
here.
Stop.
I like what I
And
see
your
here.
collarbone stick out as farther.
That's pretty good, I guess.
Do you have any questions for our soon-to-be new employee?
My answers in the original one were way better.
I bet.
So, how do you feel about working around 12 adult baby men that didn't go to college?
Sounds like my daily life.
You could handle that?
Yeah.
Do you think that it would be an issue for you to generate clientele in this area?
No.
Why not? You have your own clientele?
I have my own clientele.
Nice.
A lot of them. A lot of return clients.
Mm-hmm.
You believe her?
Mm-hmm. Do you?
What?
Do you?
Yeah, I do payroll. Shit, I'm so tired. Go ahead, you ask
It's
your question.
weird doing this on a Friday, I gotta say. It's so weird.
What's like a quality of tattooer that you want to work around?
Somebody who works hard, like Katie.
What does that even mean, though?
Somebody who's excited to tattoo. And I see that a lot in Katie.
Yeah.
Like, she'll have a cool piece. She comes in energetic.
You
She's
seen her tattoo before?
Once or twice. Oh, I forgot she doesn't work
That's
here
weird
yet.
because we just met her.
She doesn't work here yet. From what I've seen in the Instagrams, she looks like she likes what she does.
Right. Where do you apprentice? We found a crack.
We found the crack. Salvation, the first time.
Nice.
I've heard worse.
I don't really know anything about that job.
The one on South
The one in
Beach.
Coral Springs? Oh, no.
Oh, in South Beach?
Yeah.
Anything with South Beach is...
They made me a piercer.
What?
Like my third day there because their piercer quit. And he was like, it's not hard. You'll figure it out. Just watch some YouTube videos. And I was a
It was
piercer.
sick.
You can learn a lot from YouTube.
It is a golden gateway of
Not that, I
information.
mean, not that I would tell anyone ever to do that. That's just laziness. That's like, I don't know, watch YouTube.
Like I didn't
know?
even have to go get my license. I was just poking these people with no training.
Bro, if some mentor told me to watch YouTube on something because they didn't know or like all the time, I would quit.
I did end up quitting.
Yeah.
And had to redo basically
Look,
my apprenticeship.
it's like one thing if it's like, yo, I'm showing you like how to do this and we're sitting together, and then I'm like, watch a couple of videos, like, you know, to follow up.
And I had no interest in piercing
Right.
at all. I have piercings. Yeah, that's it. I wanted to be a tattoo artist, and he would like try to explain to me when he tattooed. He's like, I don't really know. It just happens this way, and this is how I do it. You got to try everything you can. And I was like, okay, try what? Like, you're not explaining anything. And that was like a huge struggle. And I was just fucking ruining people's ears and faces. And
You were learning.
apparently, yeah. I learned how to trace a lot off of Pinterest at that job. A lot.
Yeah.
I'm really great at tracing and editing Pinterest flash pages.
I feel like as a modern day apprentice, you have to be a Pinterest wizard.
Bro, that's all I learned there.
When you traced, would you do it with on the iPad or would you do it with like manual
Like a pencil.
pencils?
And,
That's actually pretty decent for like line depth and
I
line
actually
work.
didn't have an iPad until halfway through my next apprenticeship. The owner
Your next
gave me
one, you did
hers.
too?
Yeah, I quit that one because I didn't fucking learn anything. I was like, I can't even hold a machine.
Right.
Like, what?
Right. That is kind of a weird thing to get used to in the beginning is like
That was
the
literally
technical
why I
aspect.
said it. That was the hardest thing for me.
What machine were you running a pen at the time or was it like okay.
No, it was a coil at first.
Right.
I don't even fucking remember the name. It was some weird Chinese thing that the mentor gave me.
Was it a Chinese ass machine?
Probably. I think it was the Chinese S machine, actually.
Kind of wish that was like my first tattoo now. I should have gave Adrian one of those.
A Chinese ass? What do you think? Should we hire him? You don't have any other questions?
Wait, so how'd the second apprenticeship go?
There we go.
Much better,
Yeah?
luckily. Yeah, it was at
Oh!
kind of like that towards the end, but like the apprenticeship was much better.
Yeah.
And how long was the second apprenticeship?
In total, probably a year and a half.
And then do you feel like you got what you wanted out of the first one from that one, or did you kind of
No,
settle?
I settled.
You
Like
yeah.
I didn't have a specific mentor. It was kind of go watch everybody tattoo and ask questions.
Which isn't a bad thing, I would say, in all cases.
It's not, but I didn't know what questions to ask.
Yeah.
So I would just stare at people.
I
while
mean, you
they
really,
tattoo,
you
like a
really
creep.
don't until you start tattooing. Because
Yeah.
even like you'd be like, you have any questions? And I'd be like,
I don't know.
no, because I don't know.
But I'm
I don't
big
know
on
what-
like just start asking stuff.
That's what I did. I was like, "What needle is that? Why are you using
Yeah.
that? Why do you do it that way? Why you hold your machine like
Yeah,
that?"
because the artist will like curve you in the right direction. At least here.
Yeah.
Because I remember my mentor did that. And that's why I'll do it with everyone because I like it. Because in the beginning, like, I ask questions that don't really matter.
Yeah.
I'd be like, is there a reason you're sitting like that? And
Yeah.
they're like, no.
Yeah.
They're
I
like,
asked
they're like
some
ask me about like, my machine and my setup. And I'm like, oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
You know, is there a reason you set up at this time in the morning? Like,
No, I never knew to ask.
No, don't
like,
ask about
why do you
time.
have all those like things of liquid on your thing. Like, what are those things?
You know?
They all look black.
Yeah.
Like, I thought they just came with the station. Yeah. Like when you walk into a dentist's office or something.
Yeah, everything's already there, set up.
Yeah, just decorative.
Yeah.
To be honest, I like rarely use the green soap anyway.
I don't really use green soap till the end. I'll do
just
it
kind of
at the
like
end.
pat. I'll clean the skin and stuff in the beginning, but
I use lotion.
yeah.
Or I'll use witch hazel in the beginning and really get the shit out of your pores.
Well, I'm careful about the product stuff because in my head, like if I overuse these products, it's not good on the skin. Mm-hmm. You know, and some people might argue that, but I'm simple. So if I'm like just patting with the fucking towel and not doing too much trauma to the skin, it's good. Some people like lather their shit like every break, every time they're done with ink, and it's just like so much stuff to the skin.
I will use a lot of Bactine though. I do use Bactine.
Bactine,
But it cleans, so
Yeah,
it's good.
and it cleans everything up. And like you can't use it till you're got the outline.
Yeah,
at
pretty much.
least.
I probably
Not
use
really.
that more than green soap.
I use
sometimes,
Bactine
yeah.
way more than green soap.
Mhm.
That green soap that I just filled up like 2 days ago will last you like a month.
you have any other questions? He's like looking around as if we wrote this down.
Yeah, we didn't really.
You can work 5 days a week.
I can work 5 days a week, 6 if you need me,
You come in early, stay late.
if you have to.
What was your first week at the shop like?
Dude, I didn't speak.
Are you breaking the interview?
You are.
Huh?
Just hire her then. Well, you want to ask dumb fucking questions?
Didn't we just say she got hired though?
We'll call you tomorrow and let you know.
Okay. I'll keep the line open.
All right, you can ask your questions. Do you think she redeemed herself from the first interview?
Yeah. I mean, I wasn't here for the first one, but I
thought you said you were here.
Well, I am now. That's all that matters.
I wasn't here for the first interview. He came in March. I was December.
Oh, so you came in before. I thought you said you've been here longer.
No, so March will be 2 years.
I mean, I don't really care.
Yeah.
But, okay. How do you think she did on her second interview?
2 thumbs up.
So you were here for Cam's interview.
Yeah.
Shoulder shrugs.
So you remember.
I
and
remember
LaFleur
every-
also had a part in that.
Yeah, LaFleur had a part in Cam's too because he was like, yeah, some gay kid keeps hitting me up trying to like work
Yeah,
for me, and I
yeah.
go blah blah blah, and then next thing you know, this kid shows up, and John looks at me, he's like, "That's the kid that I never answered."
Yeah. His words, not ours.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. You did great.
He ended up liking me. I know.
He doesn't like anybody, but
Yeah,
yes.
he really doesn't. He gave me a machine. I was like, I think I made it.
Yeah. He taught me things when I was struggling through that whole apprenticeship. I would just like get him drunk and make him teach me secrets. That's honestly how I learned how to tattoo.
Get drunk and tell secrets.
Get
Well,
John
get other
drunk.
people drunk and
Yeah.
get their
LaFleur drunk and
secrets.
tell me secrets.
It's a pretty good game plan.
I mean, it worked.
Yeah.
I'm here.
Yeah. I mean, I love that aspect of the shop, like the social life afterwards. Even though it's like not always a good time,
Yeah.
there's still always the potential for it to be a good time. So it's like a gamble, and I love to gamble.
I like
It's
to
like, you know
live
what,
life
fuck it.
in
Let's
it.
go out to the bar with the boys, you know, and see whatever happens.
Oh, God.
Sometimes, you know, we come in and the next day and we have great stories about how fun it was and silly things that happen. And then sometimes we come in and
no one's speaking to
no one's
each
speaking to each other. It's just part of the life, dude.
Yeah. There's a lot of regrets that happen.
Oh, a lot
Check
of
your phone.
bad
Yeah.
decisions.
Make sure no other alarms are going off.
I think we have another one incoming in 15 minutes. Yep.
All right, why don't you turn it off?
didn't.
Should make sure.
See, that was my normal wake up alarm.
What time is it?
How are you
o'clock.
still late
10
when you
o'clock?
wake up this early?
I guess when I was
See,
there,
who
I
said
got
I
up at
get
10
out of
o'clock.
bed at that time, though?
What?
Who said I'm getting out of bed at 10, though?
He like wakes up, checks his Instagram. He's like, shit.
10:30 is a good time to roll out.
Yeah, 25. I don't think I started getting up before 10 until 25.
I used to be an early person. When I was doing my apprenticeship, I had 3 jobs.
Yeah.
My first one started at 7:30 in the morning. And then the last one ended at 5 in the morning usually. So,
Well, and you were in Miami for a while.
Yeah.
I feel like that's different. Like, you have to
Yeah.
get used to, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, you have to get used to being out 2, 3 in the morning and you need sleep, so you're sleeping in.
yeah.
It's kind of like a later lifestyle.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I don't like Miami. I stay as far away from that place as I can.
I don't really like Miami either.
Yeah, it's so bad.
When I was like 18 with a fake ID going to all the clubs, it was great.
I'm miserable in Fort
I feel like it's
Lauderdale.
better when you live there. It's kind of like the New York City of Florida.
Yeah.
Like, it's annoying going in and out.
I hated living there. I lived there 11 years almost.
Yeah.
Awful.
It's a long time.
Going everywhere from Kendall to fucking North Miami.
Yeah.
All over.
Yeah, I don't like Fort Lauderdale.
I like Fort Lauderdale because
compared to like
Fort
Coral Springs, like this place sucks.
Coral Springs has like.
What are you
not a
talking
lot.
about?
It's just
It's just
traffic
old people
here.
and golf courses.
Exactly, it's great. There's no traffic. Each road's like 3 lanes.
Yeah, but there's nothing to do.
Yeah, it's great.
You're boring.
You can fucking yeah, it's great. You can find a front row parking spot at any place you go to. It's amazing.
Yeah, but you listen. Like, I live in the city.
Yeah,
I don't have to drive.
you don't.
I got rid of my car
So
when
like,
I moved here.
and all the cool stuff is here.
Yeah,
I mean, you should just move here. It's a great city.
I want to. I'm gonna find myself here. I'm just not looking forward to it.
Wow, you see how quick he flipped on that?
Well, I mean, I do want to
But
get
you don't have
closer
to lie to
work.
us about your boring town.
Yeah, I mean, it's super boring, but that's what I like about it. I always like where I live. I want it to be chill. I don't want it.
No,
to be crazy.
that part I get, but I
Yeah.
feel like you can maintain that here in the city. You
Yeah.
just have to
I live a block away. I think my house is
Fort
fucking
Lauderdale's-
peaceful.
yeah.
Me too.
The
Yeah, and I
only
live a block
problem
from
is
you.
like sometimes at 4 a.m. you'll hear the homeless guys outside, but like
Yeah.
I'm on the 3rd floor. They're far away.
Yeah.
It's okay.
See, but what I pay for peace over there and what you guys pay for peace here is huge difference.
That's fair.
Like 3 times difference, probably.
Yeah.
Like majorly.
Also,
Well, hold on.
yeah.
Oh God.
You mean live with your mom?
Yeah. Well, I mean, I contribute.
Wait, hold on.
And
though.
if me
No, I
and
know you
her
I know you
lived
contribute.
here,
And
I'd
I'll
be
vouch.
contributing way
Yeah.
fucking more.
Right. But like, if you had the whole house to yourself and you took on that bill, would it really be that different?
Yeah. Still.
Have you looked at real estate around here?
Yeah, and then I've looked.
But
at
for like a
I've looked
normal
over-
place, not like what Seth lives in?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's not. It's nothing. Like it's doable. But then I wouldn't get the peace that you have.
I was like, am I going to rip him?
I know.
I almost just left you alone. But Danny can edit it out or whatever. All right, whatever. I don't care where you live. So, based off what you've said and being here, I mean, typically you're working in like shops that have a dominant male presence.
Always.
Right?
Always.
Like guys way outnumber the females.
Always. Especially here at one point, I was the only female for like a couple months.
How's that been?
I mean,
And the reason I ask is because what I've seen, you really vibe and get along with them,
the boys are like my best friends. Like
and almost like some other women I've seen come into the shop, how they vibe and like mold with the guy. It's like nothing compared to you.
Yeah.
Like you seem to like master it.
I mean, I grew up
Thanks, dude.
pretty much my whole life as the one girl in a group of a bunch of guys.
Right.
I was always like the tomboy or like wanted to hang with the boys and
Yeah.
go do crazy, stupid shit. And so that's just kind of how I grew up. And so it's been easy for me.
Yeah.
I live for the chaos.
Cool.
So like having a bunch of crazy men pit bull friends is fun.
Yeah.
Dating kind of sucks when all your friends look like mine.
Go on.
People won't.
Elaborate.
People will literally like walk to the other side of a bar when I go out with these guys.
Well, yeah, because you'll show up like 6-7 guys deep,
And just me.
and
Little
they
me.
all
Yeah.
look weird.
Yeah,
like all
we
the
all
guys.
look
Or scary.
psychopaths.
Yeah.
Me and Ricky are always together. That motherfucker is like a personal pit bull.
Yeah.
Like, people will not come up to me if
Right.
I'm with Ricky.
Do you sometimes wish they would come up to you?
I mean, when I was single and like trying to date, yeah. I
Yeah.
was like, Ricky, can you go over there? Like,
Yeah.
let me be over here by myself.
Well, because I feel like it is more common for women to be approached than
Yes.
men,
Yes.
right? So if you're single and you're dating, typically not all the time, but you might be looking to be approached, right?
I'm also like super weird. Like I don't like being approached. I like to do the approaching.
Cool. Yeah.
So like,
I think a lot of times males prefer being approached.
I don't think I've ever
Takes the pressure
been with
off.
or dated somebody that I haven't gone after. Like if someone comes after me, I don't want it.
Yeah.
I want to do the pursuing.
Like you know what you want, you're going after it. Everyone else can fuck off.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm kind of like that too.
Yeah. So that's why, like, in bars, like, if people come up to me, I don't really like it. But then again, when I was super single, like, I'm going to kill myself if I don't find somebody new. Like.
Wait, what? Like, yo, I got to get this done.
I got, because, like, I go through recycling, you know? When you're single, you got the rotation.
Good. You stay green.
Yeah. Yeah. And then I was like, I need new.
Yeah.
And, you know, when you got to go buy a new shirt to feel better, I need something new. And I was going
or
out
shoes.
with these guys.
Yeah. Yo,
it wasn't happening.
Yeah, like
your boy needs to feel better a lot.
But like that's what it was, and that part was weird. But I'm honestly kind of grateful. Like Bobby, there's been times guys do come up to me and I don't want them to, and all I have to do is look up, and then I got these fucking security guards basically for friends coming up. Like, what are you doing?
Right. And that's kind of cool because it's like relationships develop through work, through the shop.
Yeah.
And I was talking to my client yesterday because he was like laughing about the banter going back and forth. And I was like, as much as this is work for us, this is our social life as well. And we're going to continue this conversation after most of the time.
Yeah.
You know, and destroy the local bar or whatever. You know?
Yep. In their bathroom.
What do you prefer? Do you prefer to approach or be approached?
Men.
Right, obviously.
Yeah. I like to be approached.
You like to be approached?
Yeah. I'm lazy.
What happens if you're approached by people you're not interested in?
Just politely decline them. But, you know, I'm not interested.
You don't just ghost them?
Oh, that's a good one. I'd like to do that.
That's what
I
do
do that a lot, yeah.
I just don't answer people.
Yeah, I'm a ghoster for sure.
I'm bad.
But you can't like ghost someone in person, can you? Like you're at the bar and they come up. What, you just don't answer them and
what
walk away?
I do is I
Swivel
make
chair.
the ugliest face I can at
Let me
them.
see. Do it in the
like,
camera.
I'll be like, hey.
That's
like,
pretty good.
shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then they run away, and that works.
Nice.
Yeah, I guess you just start like having like weird tics and you just...
Yeah, and then they go to Bobby and they're like, yo, your autistic sister
Or
is
I'll-
pretty hot.
Or I'll pull out like the weird leg thing I do when I'm dancing. That, like, weird
Oh, your
leg
little
thing.
weird little leg wiggle thing.
Hi,
Yeah.
Katie.
You should do the shoulder thing you were doing before. That might attract some. Though.
Yeah,
It
you gotta
might
work
work
too well.
That's the problem. Some people are like into the weirdness, and then it
Yep.
backfires. And I'm like, fuck.
Now they're like, I'm in
Yeah.
love.
And then like some people are into the mean thing. So like if you like
Oh, if you're like, fuck
discard
off.
someone, they like it. They're like, honestly,
soft
I
to
wasn't
be
even
mean, I
interested, but since you treated me the way my dad does, I love you now.
I mean,
Yeah.
that's like my dating history. I promise.
You can relate.
I can relate.
Right. How, so you're in a relationship now. So none of that applies right now. Do you prefer to be in a relationship?
Yes. Just because of like the easiness and like I have an excuse to not answer these people now.
Yeah, yeah.
You know,
I mean, that's a pretty good card to play.
Bro.
Hey, I have a boyfriend.
Yeah, leave me alone.
Right.
That's it.
Which attracts a whole nother
I
set
know.
of.
That's another problem.
Yeah.
But
Ooh, a challenge.
I like having a person that I'm comfortable with
Yeah.
to be around a lot.
Sometimes it's tough dating and being in a relationship. Well, it always is, you know, compromise, you know, is the key, I feel like, to any successful relationship. But specific to the tattoo industry.
It's
Right?
really hard to date someone not in the industry.
Yeah.
It is really hard to like explain your lifestyle to someone who has a much more normal lifestyle.
Right. I mean, there's a lot of factors. Like, one, you're developing relationships with people every day. You're breaking the touch barrier.
Mm-hmm.
You're communicating with these people on a regular, male, female, whatever, you know. You're dealing with, you know, nudity. You're dealing with emotions, pain, like all that exposure, you know.
Yeah.
And like, and you're breaking all these typical social boundaries.
It's a lot more intimate, like our client relationships.
it's this fast-paced relationship. I feel like a lot of people don't think about it. It's fast-paced.
Yeah.
Like, we are deciding to trust each other right off the bat.
You know, a lot of you send me a deposit, you trust me.
Right, and we're talking about, you know, tattoos, design, creativity, interests, emotions, whatever the piece is about. We're creating something together, right? Teamwork. Like, all these bonding things come right away. Yeah. And it is something that someone could get jealous about really easily, right?
Yes. That's been a problem in the past, not with my current relationship, but in the past, if I've tried to date someone outside of the industry, it gets crazy. It's like everything I did was like a problem. I'd be working late one night. No, you're not. Send me a picture, you know?
Yeah.
Like,
that's
stuff
tough.
like that.
That's tough. I fucking hate that shit.
I won't deal with it anymore. I'm too old for that shit.
Yeah.
This is my life. This is what I do.
Yeah, when we feel how we feel about our jobs, I don't want to explain it to you. Like, you just understand it or don't.
Right. And I mean, if anyone, like, if we get close with anyone, hopefully they can see how important the job is to us, and we can, you know, make compromises around that. Like, when I was dating, the number one thing I was looking for was like someone that wasn't jealous. Someone that had their own life. Same. You know, like, you have your life, I have mine, and then we share it together. Yep. You know?
There's parts we share, but there's parts that we don't.
Because maybe you've had this too. Like, I've had in the past relationships where someone didn't have their own life, and they just end up coming to the shop all the time. Have you had that?
Yeah, do you remember how much my ex was in this shop?
I forgot, yeah.
That's fucking life.
Yeah. That's tough, and it's weird for everyone.
It's super weird.
What you know about dating?
My girlfriend's here way too much.
He gets it.
He gets it.
Yeah. You think it's tough, dating?
Yeah, at least she kind of understands, like, what's good with my career.
What about just, like, before, like, dating and, like, the single life, like what we're talking about?
Well, my first girlfriend sucked when I first started. I didn't understand it then.
Right.
Like what Katie just said, like how they just don't understand the lifestyle. And neither did I. Like, just getting into it, it's like I'm starting that lifestyle. It's like I'm not even sure what the fuck's to come. Yeah. So it is kind of hard to explain it to somebody else when you're just fucking going through it too. Yeah. Because it is a huge, major lifestyle change.
It's a huge lifestyle.
You live on a completely different time frame than everyone else. It's like you work a lot fucking more. You work when you're not at the shop.
You're working when you're home. You're working when you're here. You have to answer.
It's nonstop. And like I said, it is like weird going into a career where it is like client based and you work one-on-one with people.
What about with all the attention you're getting on social media?
It's a little difficult too sometimes, you know.
How so?
Maintaining an image, trying not to make a fool of yourself.
What about like all the attention you're getting, and then how like you and your girl deal with it?
It really comes down to just trusting each other, not being insecure.
Like
pretty sure like
communicating about it.
Yeah, like you go through the same fucking thing. It is what it is, but at the end of the day, there's more bonuses to that than like the negatives. It's
like what?
Don't worry about the clients that want to get at us. Like, think about all the other clients that it's helped me get. You know, like the bonus and the payout of it was way more in other areas than like the dumb, stupid little people that want to get at you. You know? Yeah. So like no, yeah. Like even now, like I'm still trying to figure it out. I still don't know. You know? Right. It's all super new to me.
How do you think you're doing?
Horrible. I mean, I'm trying, but it's a lot.
Yeah. Sure. I mean, I think the hardest part of any job is the relationships and dealing with people. Yeah. Not just specific to the dating, but like just dealing with people.
Even keeping friendships has been really tough. Yeah. Because I'm stressed a lot. I don't have time for people's bullshit anymore. I work. I travel. I'm doing everything I can to like get my career where I want it. And a lot of my friends have these normal people corporate jobs, and they just can't understand why I can't give them all of my time. But if I'm fully booked for the week, I'm tattooing all day, drawing all night. Gotta find time to eat and sleep sometimes. Might have a social life, probably not that week. You know? That's tough.
Yeah, and like being booked out for so long, it's tough to incorporate. And the whole life is planned.
Whole life is planned. That's why I only book out a few months at a time.
Yeah.
I don't like being booked more than like 3 months ahead because I don't know what if I'm going to need to go somewhere.
Guest spot, convention. Yeah, something pops up.
Yeah. I think we're going to pull mine back because it was like too far. It was just too hard to live. You know, like spontaneous trips, like doing things that, like, all that was gone.
Yeah.
And like all my friends, all, you know, relationships, whatever, like even family.
Yeah.
I just stopped getting invited to it because they know I'll say no.
Yeah.
You know? And I'm trying to like tell them like, yeah, like just ask me like a year plus in advance. You know? And like a lot of times it doesn't fly or whatever.
A lot of times that's impossible.
Yeah. And then also like traveling a lot. I used to travel a lot more. And then, you know, we had like COVID and stuff, which kind of kept everyone in. But we're trying to get back into the game. I know you've maintained travel and plan to travel. You've got a trip coming up, right?
Yes.
Where
so
you
I'm
going?
leaving tomorrow, actually.
Oh, really?
Going to Salt Lake City.
Nice.
I have a guest spot up at Olympus Tattoo.
Nice.
And then in May, we also have plans to travel again.
To New York.
To New York.
Empire State, baby.
That's right. And we just got back from Philly. Cam just did his first convention ever.
First convention.
That's all he has to say about
That's it?
Yeah, it was crazy. I'm still processing some of this shit that happened.
All right, so like walk us through this. Like, all right, you find out like you can do this. We're like, all right, yeah, like let's go, let's try it. Boom. Ricky's explaining a little bit how to book.
Yeah, super glad I went with Ricky.
Okay.
Ricky's a convention hopper. He like knows what's good. Philly, that was not his first Philly.
Ricky made Philly for me last year.
Yeah, Ricky really was kind of like my tour guide, my tat guide for the trip. Really took care of me and Alex. Because you went with Allegory. Yeah. So it's pretty much like me and Ricky repping the shop. We had Phil and Dan, but they were with the Tattoo Freedom booth. You know, Alex was in our booth too. It was just really good. Ricky kind of knew what's up. He told me like in and out. Even you were giving me like the pointers, like what not to do, what to do, how to act, you know, convention etiquette.
How did you feel about like the craziness of all the surroundings compared to like a shop that's not that crazy?
So yeah, Philly was intense. I do think our booth placement was cool. It was, for my first convention, probably a lot better for me because we were like in a corner and we didn't have anything across from us. It was literally just us, booth next to us, booth next to us. So like the way our setup was like pretty good for me on my first convention.
The placement could have been better.
Could have been, yeah.
We had traffic, but we weren't in like a high traffic area. Yeah. Thankfully, like that didn't matter. But if we were in a high traffic area, it might have
been overwhelming. I think so.
My first convention, that's what overwhelmed me. Like I'm super ADD, bro. And you got that much stuff happening around me. I'm like, focus, okay.
Yeah.
I'm tattooing.
Tattooing next to him, you know. So we got stopped a couple of times, but it was cool. Yeah. I was able to like stop and hop back into my tattooing like more fluent than I thought I'd be able to be.
How was like doing the 14, 15-hour work days, going out till 3, 4 in the morning, and then waking up early to do it again?
To be honest, it was first convention, so I had so much adrenaline running through me.
Anxiety, excitement.
Yeah, bro. I slept like 6 hours all weekend combined.
Yeah.
Type like shit. It's like, you know.
That doesn't go away.
Yeah.
And then like, I'm slow, so I'll do the same thing here. Like, we'll open until 12, and I'll be tattooing until 10, 11 after everyone's gone anyways.
What would you have done differently for the next convention?
Fly. Book, yeah. Maybe fly.
Because you drove up there, right?
Yeah, the drive was a little rough. We were also, like, extremely overpacked in the car, so it was uncomfortable to drive. Like, if we weren't overpacked, it might have been comfortable. Like, maybe if I was able to pull my seat back all the way so Alex could go back. Right. You know, it's like we were jammed in that car.
So either bigger car or fly.
Or fly. Yeah, Philly was a 16-hour car ride, so that was pretty intense. Ricky likes to do things like straight shot. So there's no, like, stop, rest. You know, we're all going to crash here for the night. It's like, no, 16 hours in the car. Boom. You stiff as shit when you get there.
Yeah. And weren't you guys sleeping in the car the first night?
Yeah, because our Airbnb would not approve us for the early check-in.
Gotcha.
You slept in the car?
For 2 hours and ended up working out perfect. And Ricky's boy Kevin hit us up and was like, yo, I have a couch for y'all for the night. So we went
Is that the couch you and Alex are spooning on?
Yeah.
Right.
That's like the convention living stuff. I'm glad you got to experience that.
This is what it's about, though. I was so excited. Like, I literally couldn't even, when they said we slept in the car for 2 hours, like, I couldn't fucking sleep, bro. I was like, holy shit, I'm in fucking Philly right now. Like, it's fucking.
Yo, but we would just like show up and like no planning and be like, where are our boys at? Who's got the Airbnb? Like 10 deep in a 2-person Airbnb. Like, that was the shit. And it like limits your cost. And my first couple conventions, like I was always trying to like get there and only spend like $200, $300 the whole trip. Right? Because that's always the thing. It's like, you know, your margins, like my overhead versus my profit. Yeah. And especially if you don't have appointments booked, which I know you did, but if you don't, you don't want to, you know, start that negative number too high.
I had nothing booked my first convention. Nothing. I was like shitting myself. I went with other people who like had done 1 or 2 before, but nothing like super experienced. And I don't know how I pulled it off, but.
Well, yeah, it's different because, like, if someone walks in a shop, like, that's a hot lead. You know they want a tattoo or piercing. Yeah. They came to you. Yeah. Convention's a bunch of stuff. Sometimes it's people just looking. Like, it's not as hot of a lead. And, like, you have to work on your salesmanship.
That's what I stood in the front of my booth the whole time. Talking to everybody going by, giving out stickers, I went to Walmart, got postcards made for, like, 5 cents each. Handing that shit out with my Instagram on it. Yeah. And then I ended up making a lot of money for the convention. It's
a great time to learn that shit. Yeah. You know, it's kind of a make or break for some people. And, I mean, we were going over it. Like, yo, what's going to make you stand out from every other fucking booth that's in there? You know, and, like, you can't be afraid to talk to people. You know, you say you like to be approached. Sir, it's the other way. Yeah. Like, you're grabbing people like, oh, what's up, guys? You enjoying the convention? You know?
Yo, first convention?
Yeah, it's cool. First time here. No, we went last year. What do you think compared to last year? Is this year good? You know, and you're having a conversation with them, right? Because they want that trust. And it's like, yo, what's the favorite booth you've seen so far? You maybe make a joke. They're not better than ours. Whatever. Like, you're a dumb fucking salesman. Whatever it is. But it gets you, like, used to talking to people, you know, even if it's like not even to just sell them on a tattoo, but because for some of these people, this is their first introduction to the tattoo world, anything. Some people are like, oh, there's a convention going on. They don't even know what it's for.
$10
like,
admission.
Yeah, we just want something to do on a Saturday. You know, and if they leave and they're like, yo, I talked to one of the tattooers. They were so nice to me. And even if they don't get tattooed, like it helps the industry.
It helped me even with like artists that I admire. I would never go up to people. Like, when I first started here, I don't think I spoke for 6 months. I was so intimidated by you guys. You were all super good. I'm intimidated by a good artist. Conventions are what got me to be like, dude, I'm in love with your work. I'm going to take your card. I'm also an artist. Yeah. Like, well, I'm going to follow you on Instagram, making these connections.
I realized how, like, humble a lot of those dudes are.
Yeah.
Right.
They're just crazy back pieces and 3-day pieces and award-winning, and they're like, oh, this is what I did last week.
Yeah.
So like, thank you. But what did you work on today?
It is a show.
I show him my shitty little peony, and he's like, oh, it's cool.
So I like to try to see them after hours at like bars and stuff.
Yeah.
Because everyone can put on the show at the convention. Or like sometimes I'll go to their booth like more like Friday, Saturday, Sunday, as I know they're like being worn down. You know, and they have to like drop the facade if it is a facade. Yeah. But there was a couple that like I went and I was like, because I do that too. Like I went up to a couple booths, you know, met some people, whatever. And it's kind of tough. I don't know if you can relate to this, but I'm so used to just seeing the artwork. I don't know what everyone looks like.
I don't know what people look like.
Thank God, like he fucking knows what everyone looks like. And he's like, that's that person. And I'm like,
oh, that's tour guide. Like I follow them on Instagram. We don't typically post our faces as much as we post tattoos.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
I know.
And some people do that on purpose.
Yeah.
They're like, I want you to look at the work, not at the face. Yeah. Was there any beef at the convention?
Nobody want that.
I didn't really see any, but I didn't get to like leave the booth as much as I wanted to.
That was like one thing you were saying. How I would do differently is probably like book differently a little bit. I want to be able to adventure a little bit more.
I keep one of my days like shorter, so I have a couple.
I think I'm gonna book.
Well, the Saturday is usually like 12 or 13 hours.
Exactly.
So even if you book like one day session, you still have hours after.
We did that and then ended up doing a banger after our appointment.
Yeah, I took on a walk up.
We both took a walk up after our Saturday. So by the time we were finished tattooing, it was 11 o'clock. We had to pack up and get the fuck out of there.
Yeah.
Well, the conventions are so nice because you're just there to tattoo.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? There's none of this like outside pull on like personal life or relationships or like whatever it is. Like you have nothing better to do.
And I feel like all the artists are usually super hype about being there. Everyone's just in a good mood. Convention energy is like my favorite.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was really good energy.
Everyone's just hype and like excited and ready to go.
What were some things like you learned after like doing multiple conventions? Like I'm going to do this way, that way.
Definitely my setup. Like if you have a nice looking booth, people are coming to you. If you have nothing, no art, no banners, no nothing, no one's coming to you.
Yeah.
So definitely like making it eye-catching was something I learned quick.
That was one thing I was like looking at while I was there. Like I'm looking at people with like LED signs.
Yeah,
like,
I had a whole tablecloth. I brought decorations for the table. I had, everything was like themed and matching.
Bushes and fucking little mini trees and shit there.
Yep.
Like,
and I think selling things on your table.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's just part of the convention.
Just not an empty table.
I've not been able to. I've had prints for sale and stuff, but like that's why I've also thought about bringing an assistant to these things with me.
It's tough.
Yeah.
It's tough. What? Oh, Chris. Bring Chris.
Yeah.
Because you have to be tattooing and watching your surroundings.
And talking to people and making sure people are seeing you and like, hi, I'm Katie.
Yeah. And that's something that you have to work on. Because, like, Alex would leave the booth and Cam freaked out one of the times. He's like, yo, I'm trying to fucking tattoo. I don't have time to watch all this. And I'm like, this is part of the convention.
It really is, though. You have to start multitasking. Yeah. You have to be tattooing, and anyone who walks past your booth, you just got to look up and be like, what's up, guys? How are you?
I was good with that. I just kept having to, like, stop to, like,
no, Cam
T-shirt.
You did extremely well.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
The only thing I was worried about...
No, what were you worried about?
No.
Is I have trouble like stopping and then getting back into the flow.
Right.
Like when tattooing.
How do you think you're going to get good at that?
Stopping during the middle of tattooing.
Probably practicing it.
Probably practicing.
Yeah.
No, but it's part of the convention, and like, and those things help your marketing. They help your, total sales. It's part of it. Yeah. You know what I mean? And like, if you're not doing that, what the fuck's the difference between tattooing at the shop and tattooing at a convention? Yeah. Right? Like, it's there for exposure. Some people go there planning to lose money. I know we're all scared and we want to like make sure we profit from it or whatever.
Some people just want to get their name out.
Correct.
I was totally okay with like this convention being a loss.
If I was like, yo, as long as I'm going to one and getting my name out there, I have to do the first step.
I was completely stoked with the outcome. Like I was able to buy a machine and still walk away with profit. So it was awesome.
Cam bought a machine, and then the next day we got sponsored by that company.
It's okay though, because like I love their products.
Yeah.
And to be honest, like anyone else, like the point of their career that I'm in, would continue to have to buy machines for years to come. Yeah. So like I have no problem. Like even was telling him, like the dude from Bishop, like I love your guys' products and I have no problem supporting them. And like this is something that I've wanted and is almost like an accomplishment in myself that I was able to purchase this machine.
No, Bishop was awesome.
Yeah.
Bishop was awesome. I mean, there was a lot of awesome people. Obviously, Allegory was awesome. Saniderm was amazing. They took care of all of our clients.
And Saniderm were
Saniderm was even coming up to our booth and like walking our clients to their booth,
and they
which
were
was really nice.
We were like row 1, they're row like 30.
That's
They are the last row.
That's cool.
Yeah, they were really good.
They were just Saniderming all the clients?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and it's fun because like everyone's like giving you products to like try, and they're like coming back and they want feedback. So that was really interesting for me, and I think for you, because I want to give real feedback.
Yeah, same.
And to be honest, like me saying it's a good product does nothing for you. So like I'm looking for the negative things to say. And it was fun, like, maybe this isn't, like, testing shit on my clients, whatever. I tattooed a couple friends, so I was like, yo, whatever. Even to the point where, like, people were giving me, like, fake machines to use. And I was like, fuck it, let's try it out, whatever.
Whip it out for 5 minutes.
Yeah,
we were testing out, like, needles.
Yo, funny story about Cam. Listen, everyone gets stressed at the convention, right? Yeah. So you know how you have, like, your table, and then there's, like, space in between each table to like walk into the booth. So Cam had his bed set up so it was covering the walkout area, so no one could go. And I was like, yo, buddy, like move your table up a little bit so there's like walk. And then I don't know what he said, but it didn't move or it moved back. And then the second time I was like, yo, bud, move your table up. Like people are gonna bump into your table. And then whatever. And then there was like the third time. I'm like, dude, move your fucking table up, bro. Like I keep bumping into it. And he's like, I can't get around the client. So then when he's tattooing, I fucking kick the bed.
It's okay.
You still didn't fucking move it.
Of course.
Yeah. Some lessons need to be learned multiple times. New York's going to be sick, though.
Dude, I'm so excited.
Right.
New York's going to be cool.
But I think, like, because I would like if, like, people watch this and maybe they could get, like, some info on, like, doing their first conventions or, like, things to look for when going to a convention. To be honest, prior to going to Philly, for some reason I had it in my head, like, fuck conventions. They're not going to do anything for me. And I just didn't want to really, like, travel. Because they are stressful, right?
They are definitely stressful.
And, like, I'll always get anxiety traveling, really that I'm just going to forget something or I'm going to be unprepared. You know, thankfully, a lot of the companies go to the bigger conventions so you can have those products.
Yeah.
But, like, I'll still bring everything. Like, I bring a bed. I bring an armrest. Now, I'm grateful because, like, I'll book out and I know the body parts I'm going to do. Yeah. But when you don't book out and you don't know, you kind of got to be prepared for everything.
Because those beds that they'll rent beds at the convention, they sell out, like, within negative 15 minutes of the start.
And it's more work because you got to show up, like, at 10 o'clock on Friday, like, way earlier than the convention starts.
And still hope you made it
and to get a bed.
To get a bed.
I mean, you know, you're coming in. I always come in the day before, if not 2 days before, depending on if I want to, like, chill in the city. Yeah. I check in. You know, I get my artist pass and whatever. Get all that prepared. If I shipped anything, you know, a little trick that I'll do is a lot of times, like, the cheap shit, like iPad stands, what else? Sometimes even massage tables. I'll just order the hotel because they're like $60, $30 for the stand. And it's cheaper than, like, shipping or checking it on a plane. And I just leave it there at the end of the convention.
New York, my whole family lives there. I'm shipping a bed. I'm going to get, like, $100 bed off Amazon, ship it to her house, pick it up.
Oh, I got, like, 2 iPad stands, 2 beds at my dad's house in Jersey. Yeah, if I'm ever fucking tattooing in the tri-state area. Yeah.
I love going up there because I have places to keep all my shit.
Yeah.
I need to tell you about Allegory's new Ultra Black. This stuff is dark, maybe even darker than my childhood. It is amazing for lining, shading, and even blackouts. And I know a thing or two about blacking out. You got to check this stuff out on allegoryinc.com. Use discount code unemployable for 20% off. Again, go to allegoryinc.com, check out their new Ultra Black, and use discount code unemployable for 20% off.
Yeah. Meeting people is so important. Even if you're, like, a new tattooer, like, go up to all the brands you use and just introduce yourself.
That's what I did.
And really. I'll even be like, hey, thank you guys for creating such a good product. I use it and I love it, and it helps me in my career. You know, and you keep going back to these places and they get familiar with you know, it could lead to anything, any kind of relationships or products or reviews or improvement on products.
Right there, it's because I went up to this guy. I was like, dude, that's not the print I got. I went up to him. I was like, dude, this is the sickest print ever.
Right.
Can you ship me one in the biggest size you make?
Right.
And he did, but he sent me all that stuff, and we, like, exchanged prints, and, like, we talk all the time online now. Like,
yeah, the network can be so useful.
Yeah.
Not only, like, getting cool shit and whatever, asking, like, what convention are you doing next, talking about guest spots, like,
everyone I met at Philly last year, they were like, hey, are you coming to Philly? I was like, not this year.
Yeah.
A lot of people seem like they're doing Chicago.
Chicago's a big one.
Chicago sounds huge.
Dallas is big, too. Yeah. Dallas, Chicago, and I think Milwaukee. It's like, there's one random
like, that's
one.
what everyone, I was like, what's your next convention? Everyone's like, Chicago. Like, a lot of people are hitting that one.
Yeah. And with Villain Arts, you will start to notice this the more you go. It's all the same people for Villain Arts.
Oh, probably.
Always.
Yeah.
Like, there'll be more people. But there's certain people you can count on being there every single villain art show, and that's cool. Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
But even sometimes with clients, which I wanted to talk about today.
Yeah.
Do you know what the topic?
Fucking clients.
Damn, Cam, no, that's not. Yeah, it's topic. You fuck your clients, dude?
Fuck no. I mean, my girlfriend was a client.
Yeah, bro. So you fuck your clients. You fuck clients. You're a client fucker, dude.
No.
You're a
You just call them in the morning.
I did.
Bro, you literally met her at the shop.
I asked permission first, though.
No, you didn't.
You didn't ask. You didn't even ask permission.
You just lied to yourself and you believe
I did
it.
ask you to take her out.
No, I don't care. You probably did.
I was like, look, she booked like 6 fucking appointments. Can I just take this chick out?
It's
to dinner or
serious.
some shit?
So let's talk about that for a sec. So she came in as a client, right?
Yeah.
And then she like got mad tattoos. Maybe you're like, oh, I think this chick's interested in me. And later you found out she was kind of trying to pursue you, right?
Yeah.
And then, I mean, you're always left with that decision, like, and not to make it this like simple, but like, would I rather have the money or the sex?
Bro, I was doing free tattoos.
Because you never get both.
I was doing free tattoos. Why not?
Right, but it would have turned into money. Do you know that or no?
You charge
don't know
now,
that.
don't you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think she would never have come back.
I mean, you can never charge her again.
Yeah.
Do you know that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I was doing free tats for months. It wasn't anytime soon.
Fair.
And to be honest, she brought me so many other clients that do pay. So
That's why I love that my girl has no tattoos.
it's probably so
'Cause I
good.
never have to tattoo
So
her.
fire.
Yeah.
Lucky.
Yo, because I've dated tattoo artists and you fucking end up tattooing them all the time. And like best case scenario, nothing changes. But you had to work for free.
Yeah.
That's the best case scenario.
Yeah.
Worst case scenario, you fuck it up. You got to see it all the time. It just becomes this eyesore. They fucking hate it. You fight. It is such a bad situation. Right? He doesn't know.
Bro, my ex, I was still an apprentice when we had first started dating.
Have you fucked clients?
Never.
Really?
I've turned people I'm fucking into clients. Like, if we stop sleeping together, they'll still come and pay for tattoos.
Like they're like naked on your bed. You're like, yeah, you should cover that shit up.
Yeah. I can fix that.
I can fix that for you.
Here's my
Yeah.
card. Text my assistant.
Yeah. And do you charge them?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%.
That's the move.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then a lot of time, like they want to play it cool. They're like, "Yeah, I wouldn't expect you for free or anything," and then you're like, "Yeah, I really respect that."
So it's a full day.
Yeah, so that would be $2,000,
Exactly.
and then you're not a prostitute.
Yeah. It's great.
You don't know nothing about that.
No, but I don't like fuck with my money. If I have a client, I'm not fucking them.
Yeah,
They'll stay my client. But I turn people I'll like date. I'll still tattoo people I've gone on dates with. And they come in and they pay, and
yeah.
that's it.
As long as it's not awkward or it doesn't affect the end product, because especially like, I don't know if this has anything to do with it, but I came in the industry really young, really stupid, no life skills. I was fucking clients left and right. You know what I mean? And I had to learn those hard lessons. Mm-hmm. And I guess thankfully, like my mentor at the time let me fall on my face with that, you know, and not realizing like all the problems that occur, even if it's just like a casual relationship, you know, because if you want to continue that, you got to deal with it. And then obviously like they're not a client anymore. It comes into a different space, and then you get a name for fucking your clients. So like before they even come in, it's harder to trust you. They expect you to be, you know, creepy or hit on them. And I think it's a really common thing that happens in the industry, and it sucks because you get a name for it.
There's a whole shot.
You're like, oh,
for that.
You could not even like be creepy or weird. You could literally just like have a client. It turns into a relationship, and then you break up, and they're involved in the industry, and they're upset at you, and they talk shit about you, and now you're a creepy client fucker. It's a dangerous game to play.
Like Cam.
Right. That's why I just like to keep that shit separate. You know what I mean? If I can.
Yeah. Yeah. Never clients.
Right.
I'll keep that separate.
Yeah. No clients.
Anymore.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go.
But I mean, if we had to like, because we don't have like a rule at the shop, like don't fuck clients or whatever, but it's kind of like, You should know better.
Yeah.
But would you say it's ever okay?
If they still pay you after
Like
you're done fucking.
it's like situationally. Like if they're like continuing to book, you know, they're showing interest, and then you as a person, like, you know, you're tattooing a human. You spend a lot of time with them. You're talking. If you guys have things in common, like maybe. But if it's like a mutual agreement, that's different.
Because what if like a client comes in, you're tattooing them, like you're talking a lot, you really get along, they invite you to go out, it's this organic relationship, you start fucking, you start dating, you get married, you have kids. Like, is that wrong?
I don't think so.
You're just never gonna get their money again, and you gotta be okay with that.
But there's, like I said, there's plenty of clients. You know, you lose one, but what's gaining another? You know, maybe now she's sending her friends. You know, you gain 2 or 3 from her. It's like situational. Depends, really. That's my point of view. It's not like the ideal situation. You obviously shouldn't like shoot for it, but I don't think it's like an impossible situation either.
No, I agree. I think you have to be real careful about that.
Yeah.
You know?
Agreed.
It's almost like dating your best friend's friend or something. Like, be fucking careful because you could ruin some shit.
Yeah.
Think about how many times where like you're the client or you're like in the doctor's office and you get like a super hot nurse or some shit. You're like, oh, she's fucking.
What doctor's office are you
It's a
going
porn.
Well, I'm just saying.
And they deliver a pizza.
And then you want to take her out, and then she lets you, and then like, you know, but like from your point of view, you're like, yes, I secured it. But like her point of view, it's like stepping into our shoes, you know, like she probably doesn't want to fuck with the clients, but like.
Do you have a nurse friend, or are you just making this up?
No, it was just like the first thing that came to my mind.
No, I was just curious.
Like that was like client, patient situation, you know.
Bringing HIPAA into this?
I don't fucking know.
I just think of all like my business transaction deals, whatever, business to business. If like, if anyone from there like approached me in that manner, I'd be so disappointed. I don't know, right?
Yeah.
Like if my like lawyer, doctor, accountant was like, "What are you doing?" I'd be like, "Fuck." Now I got to find a new one.
If a client hits on me, I will make it kind of hard to get in my books again.
Ooh, can you talk about that?
Oh yeah, hold on. Cam, you're the client. Obviously, you're the tattooer.
Yeah.
You're tattooing Cam. Hit on her.
I like your hair.
Thanks. It's because I'm straight out of hell. It matches the theme.
I can poke you back.
I'm from hell too.
Keep going.
No, I suck at this.
Yeah, get better at it.
Yeah, act like it's a first date almost.
Right, you're the pro. You're the one that fucks her clients.
Exactly. You should know what to say.
Dude, you stop. you literally are dating one of your clients. Go ahead.
Literally what you said before. Hey, what are you doing later?
Yeah.
Like shit like that.
Yeah.
What's your favorite drink?
What got you into tattooing?
Desperation.
Yeah, you see? You
Come on, Cam.
like this.
Why?
Yeah, is this how you get the girls?
No, I'm terrible at
Thank
this.
God.
So what do you do for a living?
Cam, just try.
What do you do for a living?
So what do you do for a living? What do you do? Like, what are you doing after this? Like,
There you go.
There you go. Not you.
Dang.
Ooh.
good one.
And then I'll like make a cute joke out of it. You know?
Just kidding. Do you ever start like talking down on yourself to appear less attractive?
All the time. They're like, oh my God, you're so cute. I'm like, no, I'm a fucking gremlin. Watch me tattoo. Just
Right.
wait. Just wait.
They're like,
You
wow,
see
you're
my
really
face
like
while tattooing, bro. I'm like,
you're like really put together and successful. I'm like, I used to do heroin all the time. I probably have hepatitis. You know?
You should see me after hours. You don't
Yeah.
want to. Trust me.
I like this situation with Cam. Hit on her more, dude. Don't take no for an answer. Don't take. You're gonna give up that easy, bro?
she already proved her point.
No,
I
she
don't think
didn't.
John's proved his though.
Come on, you got this.
You can hit on me if you want.
I've never hit on like my tattoo artist though.
What?
Taste
Maybe
it.
you've hit on women before,
Doesn't sound like it, but
right?
Yeah, exactly.
No, you haven't. You haven't hit on women.
Horrible at this. Not my thing.
So do you have TikTok?
Like I said, I wait to be approached.
Well, how did it happen with your girl?
I
'Cause
wait to be approached.
what'd she say? What are you doing
I
after
don't
this?
remember.
Stop it.
I'm pretty sure it was Brian, actually.
What did he say?
What are you doing after
my sister?
This? What are you doing after
Will you fuck my sister? Like, what? What?
He was the one that invited me out to eat with them.
Right.
Yeah.
And then what? There had to be some point where you show interest in her.
Yeah.
Unless she raped you.
What'd you do? Like, hold her hand?
We went to extreme.
What?
We went to extreme.
Action
Extreme?
park?
Yeah.
Thing?
It was like one of my
You
first
said a
days
stream,
off.
like a river. I'm like,
Stream,
that's
like-
What do you do there?
Go-karting?
So what, do you like bump into her?
Fuck
You're like,
that
yeah, you
shit.
like that
I
bitch?
smoked her on the track.
So you didn't let her win. All right.
No remorse.
Right.
First place every time.
Cool. That's a
Hit
quality.
maneuvered her and everything. That's how you do it. Assert dominance really fast.
Then what?
Assert dominance by not knowing how to flirt. And then go.
You have teeth. I have teeth.
Yo, I got a beard,
Yo,
you
it
don't?
was
How
once
crazy
before,
is
you know.
that?
It wasn't a hookup, though. That's his thing.
I know, but I know
I'm
maybe
flaccid.
it just doesn't come to mind. Like there's like ways you show interest versus not showing interest. You know, especially like subtle things. And I think it's a good thing to be aware of to know if it's being done to you.
We didn't hook up until like 3 months into knowing each other.
Well, I mean, I'm just
Like,
I
to
don't
me,
really
that's
care
not very,
about that.
Slutty though. That's not like what I was pursuing.
No
as a
one's
client.
saying she's a slut.
Shit.
No, like what you're saying is like
Yo,
that
my
I, like,
girl listens
like
to
I'll
this.
just
She goes,
fuck
"Damn,
any
it was day
client.
3."
Like it didn't happen like that.
What's that?
Like I just fuck any client. Like it didn't happen like that.
I'm not saying that. I'm just saying you fuck clients.
I guess.
Back in the day, don't worry. Sorry, Victoria.
Because I was terrible at that. Like people would be hitting on me and I wouldn't even realize. And then like I would just keep going with it, like being nice, I guess, or just non-confrontational. And then there were points where like it ended up causing issues for me.
With Levi, I just started being straight up mean to him.
I like Levi.
I was so fucking mean to him his last session. I was like, if you don't sit the fuck down and stop hitting on me, I'm done tattooing you.
Right, you set a boundary like an adult.
But that guy was like 8 sessions.
Yeah.
I've tattooed this guy many times, and it just gets progressively worse and
Yeah.
worse. And so last time I like flipped out. I was like, what is wrong with you? Sit down, shut up, and let me tattoo you.
And did he?
Yeah, he fell asleep drunkenly. So
10 seconds.
For a couple minutes he was quiet.